Hello everyone, this is AJ, and I'm here to at long last bring you my Q&A. Yeah, this was definitely a long time coming. I've been promising one for a long time. Maybe not as long as, say, Sweetie Bloom's Q&A, but yeah, I've been really behind in getting this done. A lot of reasons, really. I think recently it was because of stress. Like, some of the questions got asked were from old friends of mine that kind of nearly brought me into a relapse, and it just wasn't pretty. But you know what? This is the perfect night for me to do it. I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I was originally going to make a big edit of this, like Maddie's and Editor's Q&A, but in the end I just decided to do it like this. Maybe if I hit 3,000 subs, I'll do something a little more edited. But nope. Here we finally go. My technically 15, 1700, and 2000 Q&A. Alrighty then. And do mind the audio if it's a little more echoey. I'm testing out a possible new editing method of my audio. Like, my new house does not like me. But anyways, enough stalling. Here we go. First off, I just kind of put all the questions into a single note, and the first batch, I'm getting all of Rosie's questions out of the way, otherwise known as the Queen of Q&As. And she's got a bit for me. So first off, we got her questions from my 50 Q&A, and her first question is, what do you want to see in Season 5? Well, Season 5's already passed, so I guess more CMC, which we definitely got. She also asked, do you like musicals? And if so, what musical do you like? Oh, I do like musicals. If I had to pick a favorite, I definitely would say it would have to be Wicked. And surprisingly, I'm not sure if anyone's read the book, but I actually read the book beforehand, and I kind of really didn't like it, but then I found surprisingly loved the play. I also like Rent and a few high school musical plays I did, like Your Good Man Charlie Brown and the Pajama Game. What I'm kind of hoping to see one day is Legally Blonde. Like, I hear it's really good, even though the movie, well, good, I thought was so-so, but okay, moving on, don't want this to be too long. Do you like Dexter Laboratory and the Powerpuff Girls? And if so, why? Well, I do love them. Well, if we are talking about the original Powerpuff Girls, but I don't know, I guess it was just kind of a nostalgia feel that was just around the time when I was growing up with cartoons, though if I'm perfectly honest, my favorite cartoon would have had to be Johnny Bravo. Okay, and from my 17,000 sub Q&A, favorite animated heroes and villains. Favorite animated heroes, I'm just gonna have to go with the MLP cast, although the characters from Star vs. the Force of Evil are definitely starting to grow on me. So yeah, them. Favorite MLP fanfic. Oh, Rosie, you had to pick an Achilles heel one. Do I seriously have to pick a favorite fanfic? Oh, but no, there are just too many to pick. I mean, I'm not sure. Different genres or whatnot. I think one of my first favorite ones was Keeper the Discord, but I say there's also Celestia Gets Mugged, or Shadowbolt Adventures. Yeah, let's just go with the Shadowbolt Adventures. I already did a review about that. I love the whole series, and it works because there's still more coming, which other fics do. But I don't know, just Shadowbolt Adventures. And from my 2000 Q&A, let's see, and favorite MLP IDW comic. Haven't really been reading them as much as I should have, but I think for the moment I'm gonna have to go with the one with Trixie and Rainbow Dash. That's IDW, right? And I'm working on it. And lastly, and she says, congrats on 2,000 subs, AJ. Oh, thank you, Rosie. And next up, we're moving to Mandy Chan. And yeah, sadly for those of you who didn't know, we did break up. The breakup itself wasn't pretty. We're still on good mutual terms, and thankfully these questions weren't the ones that got to me. And all right, Mandy, let's get to all of your questions. Okay. Her first batch comes from when I had 17,000 subscribers. Number 1, how'd you get your cutie mark? Technically Rosie made it, but you're gonna have to wait for the backstory for that one. I got a whole story based around it. And what's your backstory on AJ? Again, I'm working on it. Vanilla and chocolate. Oh, don't make me choose. Have you ever not answering that. Who's your favorite analyst? Oh, you had to pick a hard one. I can't really choose. Oh, if I had to pick one that I really look up to, I'd say it'd either be... Did you notice I skipped question number 6? Oh, serious? Alright, and number 6. Got you. May I nom on your tail? Face blushes bright red. I don't suppose why not. I guess it's karma and the least I can do for you. And number touches face. Oh man. But yeah, you can touch my face, Mandy. And number 9, how are you? doing all right. Seen better days, but I'm honestly doing all right. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm still lucky to have people like you as a friend, so I'm good. And what was the very hardest video you spilled your guts and blood and mind into the most? I'm not really sure. I want to say a video on my main channel, but in all honesty, I think the title for that would have to go to my To the Moon review. Or maybe it's more of a tie between my To the Moon review and my The Pride of the Apple series, although I'm starting to want to give it to my Dungeon Discord review. The main reason for those two is because they have such a large cast. It's a matter of getting everyone together, but hopefully with winter break coming, we can finalize the script and get that started. But for currently done projects, as much as I want to say Pride of the Apples, no. It's going to have to go to my To the Moon review, just for how long it was, how many clips I had to use, how much thought I put into it. Yeah, that wins for the video I put my most blood and heart into. Alrighty, and that's it for Matt. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I missed some, okay. Oh, these are from her 2,000 subscribers. I forgot about that. But anyways, number 1, favorite video you ever did? Let's see. My To the Moon review for all the effort I put into it, but I also might want to give it to my review of Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I don't do a lot of negative video reviews, but when I do, I really get into them. So yeah, I do want to at least give one to my main pony channel. So favorite video I did on my main channel, think. I would say it would probably be my first collab with Rosie, only because our video on the Flight to the Finish review, only because it was the first ever video I worked with someone on it. It was the first time I made a friend, and still holds quite some nostalgic value. Who was your first subscriber? Someone. Okay, number 3. What analyst reviewers do you watch? All of them? All of them, just all of them. Number 4, what is your favorite song? Why do you girls have to pick the questions that are just too broad and impossible for me to answer? For now, try everything, since I'm working that into a project coming up, and some of the songs from The Lion King 2, only because I just saw that Disney December review while I'm recording this, and now those songs are stuck in my head. Also the Wicked songs, yeah, the songs from Wicked too. If Sonic the Hedgehog and Luna were going to do a battle of all time, who would win? I have no idea. I'm not a Sonic fan. And number 7, what is your favorite ice cream? Oh wait, I actually do have one for this. Cookies and cream. And that's all for Mandy. Thank you very much, Mandy. It was a pleasure, and I'll catch you around. Thank you so much for your questions. Okay, next up we got some from Zodiac195, also known as Tiffany, otherwise known as Pristine on YouTube. Thanks for your questions. And her first question: favorite My Little Pony supporting character? That would go to Mod Pie. Mod Pie, or can we count Equestria Girls? If Equestria Girls, then I'd say Sugarcoat. Favorite MLP song? Hearts as Strong as Horses. Favorite, least favorite things to eat? Favorite things to eat, pizza. Least favorite thing to eat, anything, tomatoes. Yeah, I know, tomatoes, pizza, but I just mean plain regular tomatoes, or anything that kind of has a similar texture. I don't know, it just gets to my mouth and it's like, ugh. Yeah, I know, I'm weird like that. How did you become a fan of the show? And I'm actually going to combine this in with the next one. How'd you come up with your OZ's name and appearance? Well, firstly, how did I become a fan of the show? Well, it was kind of accident, and I think I did kind of cover this in my Let's React of Equestria Girls, but basically what happened was one day I was just browsing the internet, just kind of looking for some stuff to watch, and kind of in the mood for So Bad It's Good, and it kind of drew me into the area of girls entertainment. And it definitely wasn't hard to find, particularly. I actually remember the movie. Yeah, like if you've seen my reaction, that Barbie movie was actually the movie I saw just before Equestria Girls. I just finished it, and I realized that one of the other movie options next was the My Little Pony Equestria Girls movie. So I kind of went into that expecting it to be simply awful, and yet it was good. Okay, maybe not really great, but it was surprisingly good. So then I kind of gave the series a chance, and right around let's see what. I keep forgetting the episode's name. It was with Daring Dash. Around that time when Rainbow Dash said, "I'm an egghead," I was like, "I'm a brony." Read it and weep. Read it and weep. That's what it was called. As for the story of my OC, kind of a backstory coming up with that, but as for its design, and do bear with me. This was back in the days when I didn't know better about Autism Speaks, but yeah, I pretty much just got the blue inspiration from the Autism Speaks logo, and I just kind of incorporated that into myself, which, like I said, part of the reason why I also love the show is that, personally, from someone who's like dedicated a lot of time looking into and researching autism. I just kind of find it to be a very good and ideal show for people living on the spectrum, so I saw it. And I was also seeing a lot of people reviewing. I thought it'd be also a good chance for me to make some friends out of it, so yeah, that's just how my OC came. Oh, and the scarf, because scarves are cool, though. Maybe if I knew anything about the color spectrum back then, I might have chosen a different color, but also because green is my favorite color. So there you go. And she left a comment of, she's not going to make these questions easier for me. Thanks a lot, Christine. Okay, and her next batch of questions come from DeviantArt, and her first question is favorite flavor and why. Cookie dough, because cookies. Let's see, favorite video I've created. Again, either To the Moon or my first review with Rosie, and even though it's kind of fallen back in place a little bit because of stuff, I still really enjoyed the video I made with Lightning Bliss, and oh yeah, and my is MLP a great shield for people with autism? That's still one of my personal favorites, since it's still one of my highest viewed videos that was on its own, no additional publicity for, wasn't sponsored by anyone that I did a collab with. Let's see, and most cliched question ever. Oh, no, she's saying most cliched question ever. Favorite color and why? Green, because leprechauns. Okay, and number 5, which MLP moral can you relate to the most? I'm gonna make you think, LOL. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking. I think, like I said, there are a lot of good morals and lessons, so I think Flight to the Finish in particular, Flight to the Finish and Fulton are cutie marks, just in the way, like, if you replace certain aspects with, like, if you have a disability in place of this and that, it just really can relate and click. I mean, that's what makes this show so brilliant and good, and even if you don't have a disability or not living on the spectrum, it's still a show that can really relate to a lot of people, and I admire it for that. Alright, our next question, and that's it from my those 3 girls. Okay, now moving on to different people. Our next question comes from Aqua. Have I ever heard of YouTube poops? Sadly, yes, they're not my thing. And if yes, do you have a favorite? Not really. What specially made you a brony, and what do you love most about MLP? Well, I kind of said it already with Tiffany, but like I said, just how well the show can relate, how good I think it can be for people struggling who are living on the spectrum, or even just regular people who are introverted and looking for friends. It really is a show that can get you out there. And even though the community itself has been having some issues lately, it still is a great community when you compare it to many others. And 3, can I feel the love tonight? I can feel your love. Thank you. Okay, our next question comes from Lightning Sword. Also the author of Pride of the Apples, if you didn't know. His question is, I almost called him a her. Comic Sans memories, but aside from Dr. Wolf, what other big name brony YouTubers would you consider working with? Well, let's see, I don't really want to try to say it like that, but and for that matter, I have also worked with, I guess you can technically consider other big names like Obot Scribbler and the likes. So I suppose let's see, I am a Silver Quill fan. I mean, he's already got a long line of senpai, so I wouldn't mind not doing a collab with him. So other big names, maybe Blissy again if she'd ever let me. But another big name that I think I might one day and could possibly realistically work with that's considered a big name, probably the Wilsonator. Yeah, the Wilsonator. Let's see, it's definitely, or maybe Keyframe, or one of those two. Let's see, that was his only question, and next up we got Lund Munchkin. Okay, Lund Munchkin. Who is your inspiration? Dr. Wolf, Rose Pal, and if we're talking real life, I'd probably say my uncle, my dad, and so autism-wise, I guess I'd have to go with Temple Grandin, like real inspiration. What's your favorite episode? Flight to the Finish. What's your favorite YouTube video? I don't know if I can pick that one. Why do I ask so many questions? Oh, trust me. People have asked a lot more questions. And next up we got one from Russian/Season now, and this was back from when I had 50 subs. Her question is, I'm just curious, how did you come across my fanfic, Instant Mom? I was just on FimFiction one day, it popped up, looked interesting enough, so I gave it a read. Number 2, I was hoping someone would get to this one. How did I come up with the idea for my fanfic, Elsa Snowdrop? Well, I guess it was just kind of like a me thinking marketing thing. Like, as much as I don't like to admit it, I do kind of think with a business mind, thinking, what can I do to draw people in so I can get an audience and show them what I do want to do? And one of the ideas one day came up with was seeing this picture that an old friend of mine known as Bad Seed 72, was showing off when she finally got around to seeing Frozen. And one of them was a picture of Elsa hugging Snowdrop. And I was thinking, okay, what if I could come up with an idea for this? Like, is there anything I could do? And granted, yes, I was kind of thinking of it more like this is popular, this might be one of my first 100 like fics and will help me gather an audience. At the same time, I was not just going to go in with anything, and if I didn't actually have some story I could honestly think of working with. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do? Well, Snowdrop's blind, Elsa feels shunned by people. I thought, okay, maybe I can play off and work with that a little bit, and the rest is currently what you see now. And yeah, for people who are reading the story, I am working on it. Just a lot of delays. I will try to get the second act done this year, or if not, then early January. It's coming along. Don't you worry. It's a work in progress. Act 2 will be concluded very soon. And her third question is, what is your advice to bronies and Pegasisters with disabilities who are looked down on because of their condition, and has everyone pointing their love to MLP as a sign that they're disabled? Oh wait, there's more to this. Again, this was back when I had 50 subs. I'm asking this because I'm getting this all the time. Not just from my parents, but also from my teachers and from other kids at school. It's a school for special ed kids, and some of them say mean and hurtful things like they want to cause harm to me and my wearable perning mark, and I do like wearing them, but getting to the point where I feel like I have to hide away something that makes me, well, me. Please answer this question. Okay, sorry this was a long time coming. Not sure how relevant this still is for you, but I'll still answer this anyways. Well, firstly, I would say, and this is going to be surprising, but for one, if you can help it, I wouldn't necessarily just go around parading your pony merchants declaring you're a brony or Pegasister. I mean, if you want to be realistic, yeah, there are going to be some people that will pick on you, but for the most part, if you just try to keep it casual or whatnot, people will just go, oh, that's okay. Though, if you try to be extreme, well, to be honest, you could probably be very extreme with something like Superman and Batman, and you'd probably get the same result. But yeah, just be casual about it. Just say yeah, I like the show, so of it. And for the most part, people will just either not mind, or you might even find an interesting fan or two. Just try to think and be careful on your approach on how you do it. And just remember, there's always a friend in need in this fandom. Okay, next up we move to Deluxe. Hey, love your Frozen Snowdrop story, which was actually how I first found out about you. I'm a writer myself, and I actually have my own account on FimFiction, where I go by Sapphire Wings 999. I'm presuming no relation to Sapphire Heart Song, publishing my stories, so naturally the question is, I have related to writing. I have a specific routine that I go through whenever I want to get into creative mood, mostly this and that. Do you have any sort of routine you go through whenever you want to get your creative spark to start writing? Ugh. I'm just going to be honest, I'm a horrible procrastinator. It probably does show with my release schedule, but yeah, I'm really bad with getting stuff behind. Maybe part of it was living with not too supportive parents of my fandom love, or maybe the fact that I'm currently living in a house without Wi-Fi, but yeah, I'm just kind of horrible at getting stuff done. I think the most part is just keep writing and just get past the rough. If you can do that, the rest of it is cake. Next up we got from a guy who watches cartoons. As a reformed anti-brony, what do you think is the best way to get antis to tolerate bronies? I think the best way is kind of goes back to Brett's question, but just be casual. Don't try to rub it or force it into anyone's faces. That it's no better than if you do that with Superman or monster trucks. It just gets old no matter what it is. Just be casual, whatever. Honestly, most of the time no one will care. Jake Tucker asked, do you think Animat is a closet brony? Maybe. Hard to tell. I did see the video in question you're talking about. Andrew O'Brien asked, how do you feel MLP has impacted your life as a person with autism? Do you feel like you're more confident now, or do you feel more socially accepted? Oh, well, it's definitely has been a ride, being a brony on the spectrum. Oh, changed my life. It definitely really challenged me and made me step outside my comfort zone, made me try to rethink who I am and who I want to be, and both be someone that is proud of my condition but isn't ashamed of it, or isn't willing to be someone that's simply not defined by titles. Being a brony and being on this fandom has definitely been quite the emotional and life-changing ride for me, and yeah, I made some mistakes, but honestly I wouldn't take this experience back for anything, for the friends and life lessons I've learned. Mr. L writes, what is the best fanfic you've ever read? Not answering that, too many. Kiera McKinley asks, what's the best short fanfic you've read? Oh, still too broad. So many choices. I'm just gonna go with One Bad Cult. I'm sure there's one or two other I could probably say, but no, I'm just gonna go with One Bad Cult by Lightning Sword. Do you have any ideas on what a good male character would be in the show? Let's see. I suppose it would just be one that's not stupid, has some character to him, and confident and can stand just as strongly as any of the other main six. And we definitely got quite a few of them. I actually couldn't name any on top of my head, but yeah, we got a few. And our final question is cutest ship. Trixie Starlight. Makes more sense than Starburst. Comic San asks, does your Pony OC Pony Sona have a backstory? Yes, it does, and as I said, I'm working on it. I actually got the rough draft of part 1 already on DA, so I'll try to link it below if you want to check it out. And I'll have the video up. I'm not sure, still technically kind of looking for an artist if they want to help, or else I'll just have a camera zoom in on Philly myself, but yeah, that's coming soon. The Ozan asks, you are too awesome. Aw, thank you. If you got to date someone from MLP, who would it be? Let's see. Yes, I have read self-insert ship fix. Yeah, that's not true. But someone I would date, some of the choices. I think I would probably either go with Applejack or Mod Pie. Why? I don't have any good reason. Best pony, Mod Pie. Least best pony, not gonna answer that one. And can I hug you? Oh, sure you can. Just let me know if you're ever going to BronyCon or a convention if I eventually go, and I'll be sure to get you that hug. Rebag asks, what's your opinion on Clop? No. The Brony Sis asks, how did I get started making videos? I kind of already answered this one. It was just kind of like, I was getting into fandom. I saw what a great influence it could be for people living with autism or any disability. I thought, what if I made a channel to kind of share these opinions or views, or maybe just be like a figurehead to people who do have confident issues, and kind of found a video making program, and it just kind of went from there. Cattle asks, what is your favorite ship? Too many. Okay. AJ and Rah-Rah. Yes, I know Rarity and Jack is a bit more popular, but in all honesty, Rah-Rah Jack just kind of makes a little more sense since you still got the upper class city girl, but kind of also kind of has farm rooms with their time together as falls at camp. Dazzling Fanboy asks, hey AJ, I also have autism, mild though, and I'm depressed because everyone in my school goes and parties and gets drunk or high, etc. I've always been desperate for a girl, then don't want to go out with a slut. Okay, I can't say the question in full. 1, how do I get a girlfriend? 2, favorite hockey team, favorite NASCAR driver, and can I add you on Skype? Not sure about adding on Skype, not really a NASCAR fan, hockey team Blackhawks, but that's more of a family thing. And presuming your question is how do I get a girlfriend, I'm not really the best to answer that. I would just say, well, actually, I could say a little bit. That is, try to be more considerate of them. It may sound obvious to some, but don't be like some hot stud player thinking they own the world. Like, just try to actually be nice. Like, just leave a good compliment and try to honestly mean it. Don't be too pushy, but at the same time, let them know you care and actually be willing to be respectful for them and to put their own feelings ahead of your own. That's the best life lesson I can give you on that. Sparkle, favorite ship. Okay, let's see, Twilight and everyone. There, happy? Eagle Tail asks, what is your favorite food and favorite drink? Oh, don't make me choose my favorite food. Though favorite drink, I would have to go with apple juice. Editor asks, since I never got around to it, please AJ, throw Mandy in a box. Explanation. Sorry, editor, she's not my problem anymore. Kid Comedy asks, do you watch Silver Quill? Yes, I do watch Silver Quill. If you have seen Memories of Equestria Wolf, if so, what do you think of it? I think it's good. If I gotta be critical, maybe not one of my favorite backstories I really enjoy it. How did you design your Pony OC? Blue is the autism symbol, green's my favorite color, scarves I thought were cool. That's how it happened. Aladdin, I think, Wolfgang asks, congrats on reaching 1700. Aw, thank you. My questions are, do you play any card games? If so, which do you play? Would Yu-Gi-Oh count? Yu-Gi-Oh counts though. I haven't really been too much of a card player lately. Who is your favorite pony? All of them. Number 3, what is your favorite episode of MLP? Flight to the Finish. Okay. Brony Richter asks, what is your favorite TV show or movie? Because I'm going to try my best to make a picture of that of your OC. Oh, first of all, if you still want to do that, thank you. And favorite TV show? That and movie is going to be a really hard one to pick, but I think as of right now it would either have to be, and I still love MLP, but if I'm totally honest, I wouldn't say it's like my absolute number 1 show, even if I have like some of my absolute favorite episodes on TV, but number 1 show right now, it would be a 3-way tie between Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Milo Murphy's Law, and The Loud House. I'm not sure if you still want to make that picture, but I'm looking forward to it if you do. Richie Granton asks, how are you and Molly, AJ? Like I said, we did kind of sadly break up. Various reasons, don't want to get into it too much. Not getting into too much. All you need to know is that it kind of ended on mutual terms. The fault was both our own, then we're still friends. Sonic Gamer asks, I have autism like you do. Are your parents as strict as mine? Sadly, a little bit so. Like I said, but it's kind of more of a caring thing. I understand what they do, even if they are a little strict and even ridiculous and over extreme with some of their stuff. I still love them, and I still understand why they do what they do. Sky Air asks, "Excuse me, Mr. Autistic Pony Man, why is it every critic channel I see they love ponies?" And there was actually a response, and Nate the Great responded, "Logic," and yeah, pretty much logic. Ponies are awesome. What more do I need to say? Moonquill asks, "My silly question, have you wanted to try a video without my scarf?" Well, I would, but I suck at drawing. I don't know how to make vector art, so not anytime soon. And his next question is, am I going to BronyCon next year, or have I ever thought of doing a live BronyCon? Maybe a convention late next year, but I'm really hoping to do something 18, but still kind of a strict parent thing and other budget stuff's why I'm not going to go to one too soon. But live stream, yeah, if I can figure that out, I definitely would do my own live stream. I'm hoping to do one for once we finish Pride of the Apple with as much of the cast as I can get, so look forward to that, at least. And John is cool asks, if two swallows carried one coconut from London to Florida, how long would it take? About as long as it would take to fly from London to Florida, I guess. DJ Doctor asks, okay, here's my question. Something new, something old, borrowed, and something blue. Something new, my phone, something old, my computer, and something blue, me. And Flutter Rose, also our Twilight Sparkle from Pride of the Apples, asks, why did you choose me to be your Twilight? And why are you so awesome? Well, I wouldn't know if I'm awesome, but, well, what can I say? You sound like a good Twilight, and we didn't have too much competition, but even if we did, I still kind of liked your Twilight a lot. In all honesty, I really did like your audition, so I had no problem casting you as Twilight. And why is my OC so short? Well, actually, funny enough, it was kind of a miscommunication with Lightning Brisk when she was making my vectors. Part of the reason why I'm also kind of in the Pony Creator Can Cree position instead of more of like the 30-degree angle. I kind of miscommunicated, didn't realize how short Blissey was, so I said kind of make my height similar to her. And even though I'm technically the same height as Rose Pal, the design, if you look carefully, is technically kind of little, and yeah, it's all, you can say it's all accidentally Blissey. It's all on Blissey. Jeffrey Nora asks, can I ask you something? Sure, there's nothing else here. Dan Timas asks, have you heard of Jim Heffen's Muppets? If then, have you seen any of their movies or TV shows lately? I haven't seen any of the TV shows, but I do love the movies. Couldn't pick one in particular, but yeah, I have heard of them and I am a fan. Alright, next up, Bright Idea. If you could be any animal, besides a pony, obvious, what would you be and why? Probably an eagle, or no, wait, I don't like flying. Maybe a gorilla. Yeah, a gorilla. Why a gorilla? He's got muscles. Yeah, muscles. I could do a lot of good stuff with muscles. What is your opinion is the best episode of MLP to show non-bronies? Let's see, non-bronies. I would say Fight to the Finish, and it is definitely a contender, but I would also probably have to say Read It and Weep, because I'm working on a review, sort of, and I'm thinking of this one joke where I go, like, show it to one brony, and they'd be like, when Rainbow Dash goes, I'm an egghead, they can, like, go, I'm a brony. Yeah, that'd be something. What do you think was your brightest idea so far? Oh, Bright. The project that you're most proud of to date. Most proud of to date? I would say it'd either have to be my video on if MLP is a great show for people with autism. Let's see, my Pinkie Pride with Lightning Bliss, Flight to the Finish and Is Fluttershy Autistic with Rose Pal, the first video I did with Mandy and Pride of the Apples, and my To the Moon review, just with all the effort I put into it. Carter Candid asks, what's your favorite hobby outside of YouTube? I would definitely say Pokemon. Pokemon and occasionally some gym time. What's your favorite type of music? Technically pop or whatever kind of genre the MLP stuff would be, but anything that's not rap or country. What's your favorite book movie series? Yeah, too many to name. I just really like to read, and not sure if fanfiction would count, but yeah, a lot of books. And keep being awesome, man. Oh, I thank you. Sweet Music asks, what made you start making videos on YouTube? Already asked that question. How did you meet Mandy Chan? Well, I actually kind of met her through Rosie. It's actually kind of a funny story how we even started dating. You see, what happened was, I was going through my crush with Rosie, but I just found out that, Postscript beat me to her and was kind of devastated. And Mandy, who I just met at the time, I actually kind of, through a misunderstanding from hearing her sister in a live stream, thought she was just a kid. So after my heart got broken by Rosie, and we actually did sort it out, honestly, that's why Rosie and I are still best friends, I kind of went to Mandy saying, and I kind of went, I don't have any luck with the girls, and I suppose you're too young for me, and she said she was my same age, and yeah, just kind of spotted from there, though I still have my conspiracy theories that Rosie just kind of set us up knowing that was going that way. Yes, Rosie, I was on to you the whole time. How do I like season 6 so far? The season's over. Not my favorite, but I thought it was pretty good. Especially with all the negativity we got with stuff like Starlight. I thought it was pretty good. If you saw my OC Sweet Music licking Mandy's Chan's mane, what would you do and why? Depends. What gender are you? If Mandy was okay with it, I'd do nothing. If not, I'd probably have to beat you up. What do you like to do with your free time? Make videos, read fan fictions, read in general, watch TV, exercise, and occasionally spend time with family and friends. Lucky M asks, are you into other fandoms besides MLP? Sort of, kind of. I am into the Pokemon fandom and I guess few others minorly, like I'm more of a fan, like maybe Harry Potter, but I know MLP is still my main fandom. I guess technically maybe the To the Moon fandom, even if it's a small one, but that's about it. Rainbow-XXX asks, ever consider doing a face reveal on camera? And, or is there one you're not aware of? Yes, technically my first reveal was made during a few podcasts with Rosie. I officially did one in my second half of my To the Moon review. And then I did a Let's React where I went live for my Equestria Girls review. And Kamalon asks, what would you consider your favorite animated movie? Anything Pixar, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Lego Movie, I can't choose. Gina asks, what software do you use for your video editing? It's actually called something called VideoPad, which I kind of heard is like the devil's editor, and yeah, I can see what they're talking about, but at the same time, it's not too inexpensive, and it does do a good job. Do you watch SoundSpeed? I have no idea what that is. Do you believe in the existence of stupid questions? Believe there are some questions that should be obvious or maybe shouldn't be asked, but no, I don't think there are stupid questions. Anime Dragons asks, what's your favorite MLP ship? Octavia Scratch. Octavia's dressed over Lyra and Bonpad. I'll get into more later, but I ship those two more than Libon. But I do get why Libon is so loved and popular. Trevor Grosshorn asks, favorite anime? Pokemon. Maybe Cardcaptor 2 because I was nostalgic for it. Favorite Big Bang Theory episode? Just kind of getting into the show. I haven't really seen a lot of episodes, but I would say it'd be that one episode where they were like having issues and Sheldon stepped in and saved the day by getting hit with the paintball. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get into it because I do want to do an autistic TV review of the show one day. It's just kind of a slow process since there are a lot of episodes. But yeah, I'm getting into the show and I'm really liking it. Favorite Star Wars movie? I'm gonna have to go with the most recent one. Yeah, I know. Episode 5 was definitely very good too. What universe would you like to live in and why? The Pokemon world. Do I need to say why? Mr. Static Bliss asks, how do you make your videos? I already said a VideoPad editor and Audacity for sound effects. Do you play TF2? I'm afraid not. What video games do you play? The only video games I'm really kind of into are Pokemon, though I do get a little kicks out of games like Stronghold or other strategy-based war-like games, but I'm not too much video player, I'm more of a reader. Top Secret Yoshi asks, what was your favorite MLP episode and your least favorite? Favorites, Flights to Finish. Least favorite? I'm gonna have to go with Daring Do. I know technically there are a lot worse episodes, but for me, who really decided to get into the fandom after Read It and Weep, I was like, no. What made Read and Weep so good was the fact that the world was able to create a fictional character within its fiction, and they pretty much just ruined that. And the cool idea about why Daring Do looked like Rainbow Dash, and it just ruined all that. King Dark asks, did you hear about the game Fusion Fall? I actually have. I didn't get into it, but I have heard of it. Would you like to play it when it comes out? And what's your weapon of choice? No, that much I probably want to. I'm probably not going to play it. Casey Dark Horse asks, who inspired you to go above and beyond? I pretty much just say all my friends who have been very supportive of me, especially in these last 2 months which has not been easy for me, but Yeah, pretty much anyone who still considers me a good friend and looks up to me, I pretty much show them all everything I can, and yeah, they all inspire me to go above and beyond. ZZ Hetty, right? Congratulations on almost 2,000 subscribers. I'm going to ask an autistic question, from one autistic to another. I guess my question is MLP just something you enjoy or a special interest? If not, what is your special interest? Oh, and who's your favorite MLP character? Applejack, my name AJ, but as for the bulk of the question, yeah, I guess you could kind of say it's my special interest, I suppose. I mean, I guess for those of you who don't know, special interest is kind of like it can be a normal person thing, but it's mostly an Aspie thing where it's like there's something we really like and we can get really into and know everything in and out about. For anyone who has seen Parenthood with Max, it'd be kind of like his love for bugs and so on, but as much as I don't like to admit it, I'd say actually I would consider more like that and fantasy stories or stuff like Pokemon. Yeah, stuff that I can really get into. It can like hold my interest and really engage me, and I really enjoy taking inspirations from them. So yeah, I guess I would consider it my special interest. Jessica asks, yes, Jessica Pedley, which starter Pokemon are you getting for Sun and Moon? Rowlet. I like the owl. Green is awesome. Favorite food, and congrats, dude. Aw, thank you. Can't choose pizza. Darn you, Jess, you're gonna make me want to eat pizza after this. Black Belt Dragon asks, favorite Pokemon? Heracross. Are you retro or modern gamer? Couldn't say. What's your favorite animated film? Can't choose, but I'm gonna go with, Toy Story. Have you seen the film Them? Yes, I actually have. I thought it was pretty good. Faith K9 asks, what made you decide to be a YouTuber? I kind of already answered that. Just saw a lot of people making videos. I thought the fandom was great to get into. I jumped on board. Darkstorm007 asks, what's your favorite episode, Flight to the Finish? What other shows do you like besides MLP? Yeah, I would say Star vs. Forces of Evil, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, well, especially Milo Murphy's Law in the Loud House. What's your favorite video game? Pokemon. Who's your favorite superhero? Iron Man. Or maybe Doctor Strange recently. Yeah, Doctor Strange only because it's recently become my favorite Marvel movie. MLP Windstone 2 asks, do you like Steven Universe? I do like Steven Universe. I'm not sure if I consider it my favorite show, but I do enjoy it. Sonic Gamer asks, since you're autistic, did you have to wait longer than the average person to move out of your parents' place and get your driver's license? Driver's license, yes, but that was only because of certain circumstances. I probably could have gotten it a lot earlier than I actually did. Parents' house, I actually can't blame my autism for that. That was just kind of more like me being comfortable, getting lazy in the house, and surprisingly it wasn't until I got into my fandom and, of all things ironically, my parents' disapproval of it that made me realize, I really do have to move out. I don't want to, but I have to, and now I'm comfortably living in my own place, and I'm loving every bit of it. Game Link Review asks, favorite brony animation? I'd say Lullaby for a Princess. But Beat It probably too because that was one of the first I saw. Favorite brony analyst? Dr. Wolf. Favorite animated film? Can't choose. Favorite brony song? Can't choose. But there's this one I'm doing a collab with called I can't remember if it goes like You Are the Magic in Me. I'm doing a cover with Casey in a bit, so wait for that. Hall SB2 asks, what's your backstory? Working on it. Cloudbuster MLP asks, how did you get your cutie mark if you already said I want to... Okay, I guess I'm going to be quick. I'll just say my OC character was in a position where he's going through some tough parts. He felt like a disgrace, like he was apparently a disgrace just for being autistic to his family. One day was presented with an opportunity to help someone. He stepped forward and did, and that's how he earned his cutie mark, realizing he was meant to try to help and inspire other people who were different. Angelic Wings asks, where did you come up with your idea for your endings? He probably means my video endings. I was wondering if I was going to get this question. Okay, my video endings, they kind of vary, but basically how it goes is like, I know I'm not the best with analyzing or with audio, so I try to make it up for it with some catching endings, kind of like make it big and impacting and make them want to like remember it. Like afterward they're kind of like, whoa, I just felt like I just watched something big and epic. So I try to put that in my endings. My first real big one would have been my the end of my video where I analyzed the sirens being, well, sirens, and I kind of then did sea ponies with it. From there, if I can help it, I try to make my endings interesting as possible. Not always, but I definitely put some effort into it if I can try. I think one of my favorite came from my incredibly loud and incredibly close reviews where, well, the main character in that movie's name is Oscar. He's a bit of a grouch. There's a grouch named Oscar. And then I was thinking, well, what if I had the grouch anthem for the end of that one? And yeah, it kind of worked beautifully well. Still one of my all-time favorites. Oh, he also added, they're some of my favorite parts of your videos, and congrats on making it this far. Thank you, and also, I know you've been going through some hard times. So much this rumor you almost killed yourself, but how do you deal with it? Does it ever get any easier? Tough question. Do I really want to answer this? I'm gonna answer it, and yes, first of all, I'm not too pleased about that one time you try to stand up for me, but that's not here and there, but okay, yeah, some of the stress and drama from the last year, it nearly almost drove me to the edge, and not for the reasons you think. I guess it was more because of the fact that I kind of felt like I was a failure, and like maybe if I removed myself, it would honestly make these people happy and that, but does it get any easier? Yeah, it does. There's still a lot of people that I made mad that I really would like to make it up to, but at the same time, I guess just acknowledging that there are some people that I'm never going to make it up to, but what I need to do instead is just keep moving forward and just, even if some people don't see it that way, just try to still be an inspiration and a idol to others. Oh, okay, maybe idol's not the right word, but, okay, my point is, even if it's been hard, I just gotta keep moving forward, not give up, and remember, for as many people who still don't like me or still untrusting of me, there are many others who are, and who are honestly some of the greatest friends I possibly could ever have. And, we actually got to my last question now, which, was kind of a heavy one. I kind of already pre-responded to this question, so, I'll just read his question and, my original response, then I'll probably add on to it. The last question comes from a Sasha Mitchon, sorry, I can't pronounce it, but his question is, would you say I'm a hero, glorious and brave? And his real question is, why is it every time I look at your OC, I keep getting mixed up with Corpulent's OC? Okay, I guess that wasn't the serious part. No idea, we're both blue unicorns. People get me mixed up with Postscript and Will all the time. Okay, but now the serious question. A story from my past. While working at an amusement park on a slow day with low staff, I was overseeing multiple rides, shutting down all but one according to the demand and line size. While the other rides were shutting down and no one was allowed on them, a family comes over and starts to enter one of the rides that's shut down. I go over and ask what they're doing. They say their kid is autistic and can't wait in line. He needs to be on the ride now, and they need to operate the ride themselves and let him ride all by himself. Seeing is, rides are only safe when the person who knows how to do them controls them. The untrained public wouldn't know how to run a safe ride, so I had to forbid this. Since then, I've seen a lot of parents who use autism as a kind of get out of jail free card. Don't give my child detention, he's autistic. Don't make my child pay for what he broke or stolen because he's autistic. What's your advice in situations where autistic kids are allowed to do anything they want with no consequences? I find it extremely annoying. I find it extra annoying as myself and others who are also disabled, and we don't get immunity from the law. We function, you function. What's with these others? And this was my original response to him. I think I got a bit more to it now, but this was my original response. The best I can answer is, depends on the situation. It's not something you can just put in a book of when it's okay to use your disability as an excuse and when not to. It also depends on the individual too. But most of all, if it's a matter of life or death or not, or if it's more of a generosity rather than a use of. If it's something that could be life or death, or at the very least serious injury, then by all means, let people know. However, if it's an issue of individual parent just getting ahead of the line because they're different, then that is just shameful to everyone who has to overcome not just their problems, but how society has treated them. Or to just sum it up in a way I planned to in my video I mentioned, compare and contrast why people don't like autistic characters like Sugar from Glee, and yet why people love people like Tyrion Lannister, the dwarf from Game of Thrones. So yeah, you had every right to deny him. And okay, like I said, I still kind of think some of that original response holds true after what I've been through, but I do think I have a little bit more to add on to that. Do I necessarily think those parents were right for demanding that their child be automatically put in the ride because he's autistic? No, not at all. Any more than I would think anything about any other time when a parent would try to use a he's autistic and sad, get him out of jail free card. No. Especially with everything I've been through. I actually do remember this one sitcom that came out in the fall. I meant to watch it, but I kind of forgot. But anyway, apparently the premise was this one kid in a wheelchair, and they were like, oh, we get free parking and that kind of stuff. And I was like thinking, no! Just no! See, whether you want to believe me or not, the main purpose of this channel is the idea of people who living on the spectrum be treated equal and be treated fairly. And you know what? That does mean we have to own up to our mistakes. That does mean we have to face consequences. It's not fair if just one gets away. Maybe, just maybe, if they're like severely some cases. But no, for the most part, I strongly believe that we do not deserve special privileges. We are just normal people trying to live normal lives. True, we can see the world differently, and there's even a debate that do you want my honest opinion? I kind of, especially with the election and especially with Hillary, even though I'm just as much was against Trump, especially with how disgraceful it was that her main campaign, aside from I'm at least better than Trump, was like, vote for me, then you'll get first female president. That really just kind of rubbed me the wrong way more than whatever Trump did. She's trying to take issues that were like really, really big that so many people have fought back against, and she was just using like a pity ploy to try to get elected. And I'm sorry, but and like I said, especially with whatever I've been through, that is not something I stand for. And maybe I'll go into a little bit more detail when I eventually get to a review about Sugar from Glee. But yeah, for now, I say if someone actually honestly tried that, you just say, no. You're not helping your kid with that. You're just making it a lot worse for your kid, in all honesty. And that's actually all the questions I have now. Yeah. Was quite a video, and oh, it looks like when I trim it up a little bit, it's not going to be quite as long as I thought. So, yeah, thank you for all your questions. Maybe if I ever get 3,000 or some subs, I'll do something a little more edited. But it's finally done. Yeah, what can I say? For those of you who are still sticking around with me, thank you so much for viewing my channel. It means a lot, and I hope to continue to make more content in the future that's worth your time. Thank you all so much, and have a good night or morning whenever I post this.